Hi everybody, this is Jeff with Mind Body Cheer. This is my favorite time in the competitive cheer season. Why, you ask? Well, it's tryout time. Parents and athletes, would you love an opportunity to know more about what happens behind closed doors at the end of tryouts? If so, this video is for you. As a former assistant program director and coach, I wanted to offer you all a unique insight into the strategy and complexities that go into choosing teams for the beginning of the cheer season. Hopefully, at the end of this video, you're going to have more information that will help better prepare you to reach your goals for the 2016 and 2017 competitive cheer season. What we are looking for are hard-working athletes. We want athletes with high character, who are coachable, who work hard and give a good, strong effort. These character qualities are almost always of highest importance. Remember, if you've already been a part of our program, we've been watching you for the last 11 months. We understand how hard you as an athlete have been working. We've got to see how many extra classes, how much extra strength you've been doing at home. We also know what your coachability level is. Do you have a high coaching IQ? Meaning, when your coaches give you the opportunity to get better, do you seize it? Do you challenge yourself as an athlete? These are the things that we are looking for that set one athlete apart from another. Sure, at tryouts, you may not have the skill that you're ready for. But if we've seen that you work hard, you're diligent, you do what the coach says, we know that eventually that skill is going to be attained. On the flip side, if you've been an athlete who's held back, you're scared of challenges, if you're familiar with my terminology, they're a little bit more fixed mindset. They don't do well when asked to do something that's hard. These athletes might be perfectionistic and they avoid challenges. Maybe they don't do the extra strength and conditioning that they need to do for fear that it means they're no longer talented. These athletes have a unique opportunity in the next 4 to 6 weeks to improve their athlete character quotient, or your character IQ. Additionally, parents and athletes, I wanted to also offer you a little insight into the strategies that we use as coaches. I just shared with you what we're looking for when it comes to what you bring to the table as a cheerleader on our competitive teams. But I think it's important that we also, when talking about leveling of teams, have an understanding of where we're going. Bear with me if you already know this information. In All-Star Cheerleading, there are 6 levels. As you move up from level 1 to level 2, and so on, all the way up to level 6, the abilities of these athletes increase. The expectation is that they have more strength, more flexibility, that their skill level increases. For saving time, I'm not going to go into what each skill level is needed for each one of these levels, but instead know that as you move up, the expectations also move up. Within these 6 levels, there are 5 age ranges. We have our tinies who compete at 6 and younger. We have our minis that are 8 and younger, our youth teams that are 11 and younger, our juniors who are 14 and under, and our seniors who range from 10 to 18 or 12 to 18, depending on what level team you are on. Let's take a specific concrete example. I know I always do better with examples. So to get a little bit more insight into what happens when those doors close at the end of the tryouts. When we sit down as coaches and program directors, outside of looking at the character quotient that your athletes and your children possess, we're also looking at the specific skills. Now, I know each one of you are amazing parents. You love your children unconditionally. You are their number one fan, and you would fight for their happiness above anything else. Not unlike the coaches of your children and of the athletes of the gym. The difference here is that coaches have to be the loving, unconditional, supportive number one fan of every athlete in the gym. So though you have to focus on your child, a coach and a program director focuses on everybody. This is very important to understand when putting together teams. Though a coach may not put your child on the team that you think they deserve to be on, or the one that your child set as a goal, I promise you that you know these coaches love your son or daughter. They want to do what is best for them. Coaches have a vision of where they want to bring the teams. Sometimes more so because they have the trained eye, more so than you parents. I know you parents out there who've been sitting in the stands for 4 or 5 years, you know cheerleading. I know you do. But there are nuances that you are not privy to. A coach and a good program director can see where they want a team to go. They can see what mixed together can form the best team. So let's go back to that specific example. Let's say we have X All-Stars. They had 10 10-year-olds on a senior team last year. Along with those 10 10-year-olds, they had 10 more 11 to 18-year-old kids. They were a level 2 team, and they were very successful. Let's say at tryouts, all of a sudden, this level 2 senior team, as they're trying out, coaches start seeing more 10, maybe even 11-year-old athletes, some 9-year-old athletes who also have a lot of skill. Oftentimes, parents have a very short-sighted perspective. They have the expectation, along with their son or daughter, that I was on a senior team, I need to be on a senior team again. What I would do, I'm a consultant, so what I do now is work with gyms on how to help their teams be as successful as possible. What I would suggest to them, if you have some 9-year-olds and some 11-year-olds coming in who also have high level 2 technique and skills, where you would be most competitive would be at the youth level. That's right. I know a lot of parents and athletes might be shocked by that and might even see it as a demotion. We were on a senior 2 team and now we're on a youth 2 team? Oh my gosh, oy vey, what's wrong? Instead of having the perspective that there is something wrong and that it's a demotion, look at it as you have, within 3 years, you have a group of kids who get to move up together. Think of what happens when a team gets to perform collectively together over multiple years. I know I've gotten to see it. A team gets their own dynamic. The team starts to know how each other works. The timing and synchronization is easier. What the program director is noticing is the long-term perspective. Yes, maybe you could have another really successful senior 2 team by keeping them all together. But what would be more beneficial is keeping closer in age range and skill level and try and help those kids move up. Eventually, the next year, that same team might get to move up to either a junior 3 or stay at a youth 3 level, depending on the ages of those athletes. Make sure we're not being short-sighted. When that door closes and those coaches and program directors are in the gym talking about the child that you and they love, know that they are doing it for the betterment of the entire gym, rather than just what works best for one child. I promise you, if you can have that perspective and remember all of this, your child is going to be happier and more successful in their competitive cheer career. If any of you have any questions about tryouts or anything further when it comes to understanding competitive cheer, feel free to email me at mindbodycheer@gmail.com. Until next time, everybody, be well.